So here we have a use case that we thought of where we have a scenario where a client, say a DIA or other clients have some sensitive data, they'll want to have their records validated by someone on their team. And we had a thought of, well, why don't we use PowerFX so that we can use a button to say, use the in-app notification feature that's already there in Dynamics to be able to communicate and collaborate between people on the same team. So we had this validate record button that was using an instant plugin in the background that would be pressed, and then they can send the notification and it'll pop up in the corner there, as you can see, with a link to the record which is sent to the record owner. And that was a scenario we thought of because it was, how could we use already existing functionality as well as bring in the new and fresh ideas and building on top of what's already there. So go on to the next slide. Like Simon said earlier, I did a comparison as well with an instant plugin versus C# plugin. The PowerFX plugin is pretty straightforward, as you can see there, how it is using that simple, readable, and easy to create language. I did a plugin on the other side as well, and I just did a time comparison. As a dev, you want to be quick and easy and not spend hours debugging. And as you can see on the right compared to the left, 4 lines of code versus, I think it was 86 lines of code. As a dev, I'd rather do 4 lines of code and call it a day versus trying to figure out what's going on the other side. And it was that thing where it took 40 minutes of development to create the plugin versus 10 minutes of just playing around and just making sure I know what I'm looking for. So go to the next slide, Sasha. As anyone would in a dev world, you have to be critical and actually think about, can this be utilized? Is this good for us? And a few problems I've already outlined was PowerFX takes less time to make. Like mentioned before, it is that readable Excel-like language where we can just, no matter who you are, you can go in and have a play around and be able to read it. So saying it's table name, means table name. You don't have to go to schema records and look up what this schema actually is. As the use cases increase in complexity, PowerFX, I think, actually stays quite the same. It's not going to increase in terms of you then have to add all sorts of different libraries and all sorts of like plugins. The PowerFX, you're still using the same schema names, the same table names, and everything that's already there that you know and be comfortable with versus a plugin where you might have to do more research and think deeper. Like I said, the PowerFX is created in a readable way. And also a cool thing I saw with the integration part was it's just a single line that you can integrate into a Canvas app or into a custom page with just a single line, just copy and paste it over and add it into your onSelect. And that was a cool feature. I thought that it's such a simpler way to integrate. This is the current way we do things. A few cons was there was a time delay in the notification appearing. I think that was because of the in-app notification feature still being new. But as it develops further, I do imagine that it will become more streamlined and it will become a lot easier to use. The error tracing and error logging, it wasn't as comfortable as plugins were, where if something did break, we run into an issue, you just got a really squiggly line that didn't say much. But again, as this feature is still new, there will be increased work on this that Microsoft planning. And there is also limited capabilities at the moment with PowerFX instant plugin versus C# plugin.